So, we are going to be reading from the Bible, and this is the revised version. And I'm going to go ahead and start in Psalms. So, these are prayers. Psalms are prayers. So, we're going to go and read some. We're going to start reading some prayers. So, I am on Psalms 88. O Lord my God, I call for help. Okay. O Lord my God, I call for help by day. I cry out in the night before thee. Let my prayer come before thee. Incline thy ear to my cry. For my soul is full of troubles, and my life draws near to Sheol. I am reckoned among those who go down to the pit. I am a man who has no strength, like one forsaken among the dead. I am a man who has no strength, like one that goes down, like one forsaken among the dead. So basically, I have no strength, just like a person in that casket, or under in the ground, they're trying to break through. I have no strength because the ground is too strong for me to break through. Like the slain that lie in the grave, like those whom thou dost remember no more, like those who have been forgotten. For they are cut off from thy hand, forsaken. Like a lot of people that a lot of people put other people to shame. So it's just like, I'm one among a whole nation that has been neglected or unaccepted. For they cut off from thy hand, for they are cut off from thy hand. Thou hast put me in depths of the pit, and the regions dark and deep. Thy wrath lies heavy upon me, and thou dost overwhelm me with all thy waves. Thou hast caused my companions to shun me. I like that part. Thy wrath lies heavy upon me, and thou dost overwhelm me with all thy waves. Have you ever felt so overwhelmed? So overwhelmed to the point where it's making you feel weak, body, mind, you know, you feel weak because of this sense of over being overwhelmed. Thou hast caused my companions to shun me. So everybody that I felt was for me are now against me. Thou hast made me a thing of horror to them. So made me very, they are now, fearful, afraid. I have become a thing of horror, like a scary movie. Someone um, who no one should go close to. Thou hast made me a thing of horror to them. I am shut in so that I cannot escape. My eye grows dim through sorrow. So now this person's caged in and boxed in to where they can't escape. And their eyes grow dim through sorrow. They can't see the light. And if they do see the light or they do see color, it's more so in black and gray or gray and white. Every day I call upon thee, Lord. O Lord, I spread out my hands to thee. Dost thou work wonders for the dead? So if you can help me, if the Lord can help me, this is him calling out in faith. I have faith, and now I'm using that little bit of faith, that little seed of faith to call out to the Lord. If you can help me, if you are there, can you help me? Do the shades rise up to praise thee? Is thy steadfast love declared in the grave? That one is deep. That one hits home. Is thy steadfast love declared in the grave? Is this the only hope of love that we have underneath the soil? Those who are buried, those who are cremated, those who are deceased. Is this where you bury love? I like that part. But this part, do the shades rise up to praise thee? Do the shadows, do those in the dark raise up to praise thee? Just like that steadfast love that's declared in the grave, does it rise up to praise thee? Or thy faithfulness in abiding? Are thy wonders known in darkness? Will light ever shine in the darkness? Or thy saving help in the land of forgetfulness? I'll save you only because I have forgotten. But I, O Lord, cry to thee in the morning. My prayer comes before thee. O Lord, why dost thou cast me off? Why dost thou hide thy face from me? Afflicted and close to death from my youth up. So, hiding thy face from me can also go as hide thy presence from me. O Lord, why are you hiding thy presence from me? Afflicted and close to death from my youth up. Since I was a younger child, I have been afflicted, swept under a rug, afflicted and close to death. You know, my life is at a threat, is in threat. I suffer thy terrors. I am hopeless. Thy wrath has swept over me. Thy dead assaults destroy me. Thy dread assaults as- destroy me. So um, the sadness and um, the despair. I mean, the living in despair, assaults destroy me. They surround me like a flood all day long. They close in upon me together. Thou hast caused lover and friend to shun me. My companions are in darkness. Wow. My companions are in darkness. Hmm. And as we are all in this darkness, all is against me in this darkness. You know, just imagine yourself being down in the grave and you got all those hands attacking you. You know, we are all in darkness, but I'm the only one being attacked, and that's why I call out to the Lord to seek for that type of help. God's covenant with David. I will sing of thy steadfast love, O Lord, forever. With my mouth I will proclaim thy faithfulness to all generations. For thy steadfast love was established forever. Thy faithfulness is firm as the heavens. Thou hast said, I have made a covenant with my chosen one. I have sworn to David, my servant, I will establish your descendants forever and build your throne for all generations. Let the heavens praise thy wonders, O Lord, thy faithfulness in the assembly of the holy ones. For who in the skies can be compared to the Lord? Who among the heavenly beings is like the Lord? God feared in the council of the holy ones, great and terrible above all that are around about him. O Lord God of hosts, who is mighty as thou art, O Lord, with the faithfulness round about thee, thou dost rule the raging of the sea. When its waves rise, thou stillest them. Thou didst crush Rahab like a carcass. Thou didst scatter the enemies with thy mighty arm. The heavens are thine, and earth also is thine. The world and all that is in it, thou hast founded them. The north and the south has created them. Tabor and Harmon joyously praise thy name. Thou hast a mighty arm, strong is thy hand, high thy right hand. Righteous and justice are the foundation of thy throne. Steadfast love and faithfulness go before thee. Blessed are the people who know the festal shout, who walk, O Lord, in thy light of thy conscience. Who walk, O Lord, in thy light of conscience. I like that part. Who exalt in thy name all the day and extol thy righteousness, for thou art the glory of their strength. By the favor, our horn is exalted. For our shield belongs to the Lord, our King, the Holy One of Israel. Of old thou didst speak in a vision to thy faithful one, and say, I have set the crown upon one who is mighty. I have exalted one chosen from the people. I have found David my servant with the holy oil. I have anointed him so that my hand shall ever abide with him. My arm also shall strengthen him. The enemy shall not overwhelm him. The wicked shall not humble him. I will crush his foes before him and strike down those who hate him. My faithfulness and my steadfast love shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn be exalted. I will set his hand on the sea and his right hand on the rivers on the rivers. He shall cry to me, Thou art my Father, my God, and the rock of my salvation, and I will make him the firstborn, the highest of the kings of the earth. My steadfast love will I will keep for him forever, and my covenant will stand firm for him. I will establish his line forever, and his throne as the days of the heavens. If his children forsake my law, and I do not walk according to my ordinances, if thy violate if thy violate my statutes, I said violate, violate my statutes and do not keep my commandments, then I will punish their transgressions with the rod and their iniquity with scourgers, but I will not remove from him my steadfast love or be false to the faithfulness. I will not violate my covenant or alter the word that went forth from my lips. Once for all, I have sworn by my holiness. I will not lie to David. His line shall endure forever. His throne as long as the sun before me, like the moon, it shall be established forever. It shall stand firm while the skies endure. But now thou hast cast off and rejected, thou art full of wrath against thy anointed. Thou hast renounced the covenant with thy servant, thou hast defiled his crown in the dust. Thou hast breached all his walls. Thou hast laid his strongholds in ruins. All that passed by despoiled him. He has become the scorn of his neighbors. Thou hast exalted the right hand of his foes. Thou hast made all the enemies rejoice. Yea, thou hast turned back the edge of his sword, and thou hast not made him stand in battle. Thou hast removed the scepter from his hand and cast his throne to the ground. Thou hast cut short the days of his youth. Thou hast covered him with shame. How long, O Lord, will thou hide thyself forever? How long will thy wrath burn like fire? Rather, O Lord, what the measure of life is, for what vanity thou hast created all the sons of man. What man can live and never see death? Who can deliver his soul from the power of Sheol? Lord, where is thy steadfast love of old, which by thy faithfulness thou didst swear? to David, remember, O Lord, how thy servant is scorned, how I bear in the bosom the assaults of the people with which thy enemies taunt, O Lord, with which they mock me, footsteps of thy anointed. Blessed be the Lord forever. Amen and amen. So, yes, with which they mock the footsteps of thy anointed. They mock the footsteps of thy anointed, and that's what they do. That's just how it is. So, this one says God's eternity and human frailty. This is the a prayer of Moses, the man of God. Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations before the mountains were brought, or ever thou hast formed the earth and the world. For everlasting to everlasting thou art God. Thou turnest man back to dust, and sayest, Turn back, O children of man, for 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday, when it is past, or as a watch in the night. Okay. My hand started itching. All right, so I like that part. Okay, so it says, Thou turnest man back to dust, and sayest, Turn back, O children of man. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday. So just as 1,000 years, just that moment, just like that moment when you just sitting there, you're like, wow, you know, this moment is like all of the feelings and everything that I've been through. This moment right here is just like 1,000 years, and that was just yesterday. So what would today be when it is past and as a watch in the night? So this prayer is more so talking about time. Thou dost sweep men away; they are like a dream, like grass which is renewed in the morning. In the morning it flourishes and is renewed. In the evening it fades and withers. For we are consumed by thy anger. By thy wrath we are overwhelmed. Thou hast set our iniquities before thee, our secret sins in the light of thy conscience. And this is why they are angry. This is why they feel, you know, that anger and that wrath, because all of that anger is coming to light. All of that darkness is coming to light. And what is in the darkness? The darkness is anger. And all of those hidden feelings, all of those feelings that you try to suppress in the conscience is coming out to light. And that's why you're feeling angry, because you never knew these. You went on about life like, I'm never going to know these feelings. I'm never going to accept these feelings. And now you have no other choice but to accept these feelings. For all for all our days pass away under thy wrath. Our years come to an end like a sigh. Just like that. Our years come to an end with a sigh. Like a sigh. Like that last breath you'll ever take. All of those years that you've been through, all of those years you've experienced, all of those years, what does it mean now? What does it mean? I've been alive all this time. I've been doing all of this, and just like that, it can all be taken away in one sigh, in your last breath. The years of our life are three score and ten, or even by reason of strength, fourscore. Yet their span is but toil and trouble. They are soon gone and we fly away. This is just like when I was younger and I was laying with my sister when she was a little girl, and I was just telling her, like, I was holding her like she was my child, and I was so scared. I'm just like, wow, we are alive only to die. And that was my first question ever about life. That was my first question about life. Why do we live to die? Yet their span is but toil and trouble. They are soon gone and we fly away. All of our troubles will be gone. So it's just like, why do we go through so much trouble only for it to last for this long? It's going to be gone anyway. We die anyway. So why is all these troubles and worries upon us if as soon as we take our last breath, boom, it's gone? You know? Who considers the power of thy anger? Who accepts this power of anger? Or thy wrath according to the fear of thee? Or thy wrath according to the fear of thee? Who accepts this anger and this wrath according to the fear of thee? So teach us to number our days that we may get a heart of wisdom. Return. So teach us to number our days. Teach us to, put meaning to our days. What is our days about? Teach us how to walk from this point forward so that it will matter when we take that last breath. What do we do with our time to actually have an impact on this earth today? And I feel like that's what's going on right now. People are realizing their worth. They're realizing what exactly that they have to do to actually make an effect or have an effect or have an impact on this life. They know exactly what they have to do, and that's what they're doing today. So teach us to number our days that we may get a heart of wisdom. Return, O Lord, how long? Have pity on thy servants. How long will thy have pity on thy servants? You know, satisfy us in the morning with thy steadfast love, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. Make us glad as many days as thou hast afflicted us, and as many years as we have seen evil. Let thy work be manifest to thy servants, and thy glorious power to thy children. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish thy works of our hands upon us. Establish thy works. It's a lot of people that's doing, they got like anxiety with their hands. They can't control their hands. They have to do this, they have to do that. And it's just like, it's beyond their control. And that's what Moses is saying. Control, my hands, manage my hands for me, you know. Make us glad as many days as thou hast afflicted us. Make us glad as many days, those same amount of times, those same amount of moments that people has afflicted us and made us feel shame for ourselves. Make us glad. Revert that energy. Make us glad in those very moments, that they have afflicted us. Or just as many moments as they has afflicted us, make us glad in those same amount of moments. you know in as many years as we have seen evil. Rewire my vision, rewire my mind. Let thy works be manifest to thy servants. Let thy works be manifest to thy servants. This is good word. This is good prayer. I like this. Let thy works be manifest to thy servants. What does that mean? Let thy works, all that you do, whatever you do, be manifest. Have some type of effect, have some type of volume to it, have some type of, let it flourish, let it be, let it bloom as a plant, you know, that will glorify our presence, glorify our existence, who we are. Let thy works be manifest to thy servants. So, to thy servants, to those who work in God's favor, to God's favor, in thy glorious power to their children. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish thou the works of our hands upon us. Yes, the work of our hands, establish thou it. Assurance of God's protection. So this is a prayer about assurance, for God's protection. Confirmation. Are you really going having that self assurance, even if it means like um, working so hard and um, working so hard in your relationship with God to fill you up with that assurance that no matter what I do, no matter what I go through, God is going to be here with me and for me. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High, who abides in the shadow of the Almighty, will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. For he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. That is so much better. That's why I'm saying, like, God's opinion, whose opinion is more matters most than God's. You know, a man can have their opinion, but allow God to judge you. If you allow God to judge you, you know, who else can touch you? Because that's God's opinion matters most than anyone. And under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked, because you have made the Lord your refuge. So whenever people is throwing out these arrows, trying to hit you in the dark, trying to hit you in the light, they throwing out this arrow with this one arrow says insecurity. Boom, I'm shooting you with that. Another arrow says disappointment. Boom. Heartbreak. Boom. Um, little things that just might get to you, you know short hair. Boom. That you envy a girl with long hair, so I'm gonna shoot you with short hair. Boom. You envy a girl with pretty eyes, so I'm gonna shoot you with, oh, your eyes wouldn't even measure up. You shoot a girl with fat because um you envy to be skinny, so they're gonna shoot you with that, stuff like that. So the way that you really stand firm in this type of judgment is because God sees you to you. God sees you for who you are. God sees your heart. God sees your intention. God sees your mind. God knows you better than anyone on this earth. So therefore, allow God to be that judge. Allow God to, have that opinion of you. Don't put your worth into the hands of a man, because just like that, just like a person with, you know, um, because you put your worth, which is your heart, into their hand, and they will crumble it just like that, because you gave them that control. You gave them that power to just crush your heart just like that. You gave it to them, you know? And anytime you make them feel some type of way, boom, I'm crushing your confidence. Boom, I'm taking everything that you feel meant the most to you, because you gave me that access to you. So now I could just take it and crumble it and treat you like a puppet, and I could be your puppet master and this, that, and the third. That's how men are. So God is telling you, come to me and I will treat you the way you need to be treated. I will give you that type of judgment with honesty. I will tell you how, not what you need. I'm not telling, like, God don't tell you, oh yeah, this that in a third because this is how you want. God won't tell you what you want to hear, but God will tell you what you need to hear. God will direct you in a way that you need to be directed. You know, if you're feeling a certain way about yourself, God will move you, you know, to serve in that manner, to help and to teach and to preach and to until you feel the truth, even if the truth hurt. God, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can put your hand into a man's hand. You can put your heart into a man's hand, and they will hurt you without remorse, without no reason, but because according to their own desire and their own gain. You will be hurt when you will be hurt. You will experience hurt, but it will be a hurt that will strengthen you, a hurt that will heal you. You got a scratch right here, but God will heal you. You know, if I can really um I explained it the best way I could. I'm sorry. Okay, so it says, let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish thy work of our hands upon us. Where was that? I will be him. Okay, so you will thread. Hold on, no. Where am I at? Because you have made the Lord your refuge, the Most High your habitation, no evil shall befall you, no scourge come near your tent. For he will give his angels charge of you to guard you in all your ways. On their hands they will bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone, lest you cause your own destruction. you know. So that's what it is right there. To guard you in all ways, he will provide his angels. Your angels will be there for you. On their hands, they will bear you up. On their hands, on their end, they will bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone, unless you cause your own pain and destruction, unless you torment yourself, you cause your own suffering. You will tread on the lion and the adder, the young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot. Because he cleaves on me in love, I will deliver him. I will protect him because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Your honor means just as much. Your love means just as much. Your energy means just as much. Just as these expectations and standards, and you hold God to a standard. You hold God to your expectations. What will I get out of this situation? But God is holding you accountable. God is holding you the same way you're holding him, you know, with those expectations, those standards. You have to meet God halfway. Even though you don't have to, you should want to meet God halfway, so that this relationship is genuine between you and him. So yeah, that was the reading of the day. That's all I have to say. And if you got a word out of this, use it to carry on with your day today. If you got a message out of this, use it to carry on with your day today. So yeah, because I know, like I said, it's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff right now, a lot of stuff that they just don't know how to handle. They're being they're being stirred up, but in the midst of being stirred up, who do you turn to? The only one that's going to help you at this time is God. That's the only one. The only one that's going to help you and get you through what is going on that's beyond your control and out of your control is God. So yeah, I'm gonna end that. I'm gonna end with that, and I'm gonna tell y'all have a wonderful day. You know, and just lean on God because that's the only person you can lean on. That's the only one you can lean on. I ain't gonna say the only person. God is the only one. God is the only one. Scratch person. God is the only one you can lean on. So yeah. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, be notified, share at your own free will to show you care. And y'all have a blessed day. Thanks. No, I ain't gotta do all that because I'm so attached to my videos. I'm like, boop, boop.